There's one on a bed right next to it. Yeah. Sweet. Feels like a decent one. Let's see. Big head shakes. Stay down. All right, we are getting after it. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. We are out here on beautiful Mille Lacs Lake, going after smallmouth with one of my favorite ways to catch him, and that is a swim bait. Let's get this guy in the boat real quick. Just a dandy. Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Just a healthy fish. Like I said, we're out here chasing them on swim baits. Look at that one, just a grown one. So let's get into the weeds about this a little bit more. I'll show you guys how to catch fish like this on a little paddle tail swim bait. Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, T-Lo here. Let's take a quick break from the fishing and talk about swim baits. So when it comes to swim baits, they come in all sorts of sizes and shapes and colors, but for this specific video, we're gonna focus on small paddle tail swim baits for smallmouth. Small paddle tail swim baits are meant to imitate small bait fish such as minnows, shad, bluegill, perch, and so on. Generally, I like to go with natural colors up here in Minnesota, although your pearls and your whites will also work very well for smallmouth. When it comes to fishing a paddle tail swim bait, it's pretty straightforward. You're gonna make a nice long cast out there and you're just gonna do a nice steady retrieve to bring that bait back to the boat. And there are two ways that I like to rig a paddle tail swim bait. The first one is on a ball head jig, and the second way I like to rig one is on a weighted weedless screw-in swim bait hook. 95% of the time, I'm fishing it on a ball head jig though, because I'm fishing hard bottom and transition areas for smallmouth. I choose a ball head jig a majority of the time because it offers me two distinct advantages. The first one is when I'm fishing around hard bottom, that ball head shape is not going to get hung up in the rocks. And secondly, I have an exposed hook, which increases my hookup ratio. Also, I'm able to fish that ball head jig anywhere in the water column as I need to, based on where the fish are positioned. The only time I'm really fishing a paddle tail swim bait on a weighted weedless screw lock hook is if I'm fishing around some sort of vegetation. In the springtime up here, smallmouth love getting up into those reeds and shallow vegetation. So this method allows me to really be able to cast into those areas without getting hung up the way I would if I was throwing a ball head jig. So when and where should you be throwing a swim bait? Honestly, you can start throwing the swim bait as soon as the ice comes off the water if your lakes freeze. Bass are always chasing bait fish, so a swim bait is going to work year round. Although some of my best days on the water throwing a swim bait are during those fall months as that water temperature starts to get colder. As I mentioned, I primarily target hard bottom areas when I'm throwing a swim bait on a ball head jig. These are going to be transition areas, rock piles, large expansive hard bottom flats, and this ball head jig really allows me to cover a lot of water efficiently. And as for the weighted weedless screw lock hook, I'm targeting sparse vegetation and weed lines whenever I'm fishing with that one. Now when it comes to the rod and reel, I go with a spinning setup anywhere from 7 foot to 7'4", medium power, with a 3000 size spinning reel. Now when it comes to my specific setup, I have the Daiwa Tatula Elite 7'1" medium spinning rod, and I've got that paired with a Daiwa Certate LT 3000 size reel. I also run a braid main line, which is 10-pound test, to an 8-pound fluorocarbon leader. I like this length because I can make nice long casts with it, but it still has enough backbone so that I can fight the fish efficiently. The 3000 size reel is also important because it has a larger spool, which gives you a bigger drag disc, allowing that drag to be much smoother when you're fighting those fish. As I mentioned, I run a braided main line to a fluorocarbon leader, and the reason I do that is because this braided line is going to give me nice long casting distance. It has no stretch, so you have added sensitivity, and on top of that, you don't get line twist. Now the fluorocarbon is going to allow me to fish confidently knowing that those fish are not going to see my line when I'm reeling in the bait. The setup's going to be almost the same for the weighted weedless swimbait hook. The only difference is that I'm upping it to 10-pound fluorocarbon rather than 8, because those fish love to wrap up in those reed stems as well as all that vegetation that's submerged, and that just gives me a little extra strength when I'm fighting the fish. So that covers everything that I have for small paddle tail swim baits for smallmouth. If I missed anything or if you have a question, feel free to leave that in the comments below. If you like this type of content, please drop me a like and consider subscribing if you're new here. All the products that I talked about in the video will be linked in the video description below, so if you guys are interested in that, you can check those out there. Now let's get back out on the water.
There's another one. Oh yeah. Stay down, baby. Wow, wow, wow. Sheesh. Little jumper. Another jump. By no means a giant, but just a good one. Pulling like nobody's business. Oh, he's got a friend. He's got a friend with him. These smallmouth are just so much fun, especially on a swim bait. There's no quit. Awesome. Another good fish. Really red eye. Look at that bad boy. Spark shad. Peeing all over the place. Let's put her back. Oh. There she goes. Just another good fish. Big dark one right there. That was sick. That was awesome. Yeah, dude. That was awesome. Super cool. Yeah. There's another good one. Except this time, it's on the weedless one. Show you that real quick. This guy's all caught up in the net. Figure that out later. It's another little guy. Yep. There we go. On the swim bait. Not a giant. Doesn't feel like a giant. Doesn't look like a giant. But a good one. Just another good one. It's a fun thing about a swim bait is you can fish it at any depth. You can fish it fast, you can fish it slow, and it's pretty easy to do. Nice, healthy looking fish. Pretty. Go. Yeah. On the swim bait. Just came and trucked it. Pretty nice one. Not a bad fish. Swimbaits strikes again. Look at the belly on this one. Come down. Look at the gut on that one. Just a chunky monkey. On the old weedless swimbait. It's not a bad fish. Sweet. Back in the drink. That's another good one. That was awesome. Came right off of that rock. Pretty sweet. All right. On the swimbait again, just doing work with it. Let's get that out. Come on, fish. Oops. Nice little donk on the head. But it's another quality fish. So that's probably a good one to end it on, guys. Again, appreciate you guys tuning into the channel. Try out some of the things that I mentioned in the video earlier. See if you can't put a couple more fish like this in the boat. Until next time, I'm T-Lo. See ya.